Welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd pop on really quick. Last time I was on, I had my Irish Stout and my traditional mead that I had bottled and was carbonating, because even my mead, I like to do sparkling mead. So the time has come where it's been a couple weeks since then to try it. I'm very, very pleased with the Irish Stout. I already did try that. We'll talk about the traditional mead. I'm going to let it condition and sit for a while. But first, let me show you. Here's the Irish Stout. Let's see if I can do this one hand. So it carbonated really well. So that's good. We'll go ahead and get that poured. It turned out, get this up here, turned out really good. It's a different recipe than I've ever, different taste than I've ever had before in an Irish Stout. Has a definitely carbonated. Whoop, almost a little too much there. It's a very, I don't know how to describe it. I'm not the best at describing flavors. Like I said, maybe a little, I didn't pour it very well, but a little overcarbonated. But it's very spicy, like, almost like spice cake spicy. Like an Irish Stout, like Guinness I like is very kind of woody tasting, like a smoked kind of wood, a little bit of bitterness to there that I love Guinness. I absolutely love this, but this is definitely a different kind of recipe. And again, this is a kit from Craft Brew, so we don't know what grains they used exactly. So they don't, they don't tell you everything about the recipe, of course, as they shouldn't. But it's super, super good. So I'm really, really pleased with that. I'm not going to mess with that recipe at all, because I'm trying all of these kits just as is per instructions and then see from there. I already did a video on my Hefeweizen. Next time I'm going to try to use Weihenstephan yeast to get more of that banana clove kind of flavor. But I'm not going to mess with this one. I can't really take a sip yet because I've got too much foam on there. But let's talk about my mead. Not so happy with yet. I shared a little bit with my son and a friend of mine who makes big batches of mead. He's done mead forever. There was a lot of good qualities to it, but it tastes very young, and it kind of had a slight, that plasticky Band-Aid flavor as an aftertaste, but ever very, very so slightly. And normally that would be from chlorine in the water. It has to do with the water that you use. But what's strange about that is I filter my water. Plus, we have really good water in Colorado. Back in the day, there's been times I just used the tap water to brew with, and it was always fine. And with our mead as well. So I'm not really sure that it's a water issue. I suppose it could be an off flavors, an infection, slight infection or something about like that. But my friend who does a lot of mead making, he said, don't worry about it. He goes, just let it condition, let it sit for a while. It did carbonate slightly. If you remember, I used 2 tablespoons of honey to carbonate the mead with. And because I had done some research on a 5-gallon batch, it was going to be like 3/4 of a cup of honey to carbonate, but I didn't want to go too much. But by the time I did my math, it felt like 2 tablespoons for this 1-gallon batch that I did. So it carbonated, but not quite enough, but that's okay. Live and learn. That's what I would rather do that than have too much. So next time that I make this recipe, I think I will maybe do 3.5, 4 tablespoons, and maybe that'll carbonate it a little bit more. It may just not be done carbonating yet. So I'm actually going to let it sit, this bottle, well, my other bottles, because I got 7 pints of this and also of my Irish Stout. So I'm just going to let it sit for maybe another week. Pop open another bottle and see if the carbonation is better. If it's not, then I know next time that I want to do more honey. So just kind of this process of elimination kind of a thing. But I think it has potential. I just think it's too young right now. So anyways, that's it, you guys. Right now in the fermenter, I have 2 1-gallon fermenters going. And again, this is all malt extract because I'm living in an apartment. I don't have room to be doing all grain if you're new to my channel here. I have a not a nut brown ale, just a brown ale. And I also have the White House Honey Ale fermenting. So in about a week, I will bottle those. They're coming along nicely. And then I'll check in on those. So anyways, I'm out. Have a good. Seriously, I didn't say cheers. Cheers. Ah, very nice.